did they do?
Well, they've talked about
demolish people's
houses, Senator Nkui, you know, the fact that low people were missing. They talked about the El Zazaki situation. They've talked about a particular critic, you know, who was heavily critical, who up to but there are enough reasons to also show that this guy was not only critical of Gangudi, he was heavily critical of Nassau. This guy is just a rumor monger, and there are consequences for misinformation.
Sorry, I will tell you something.
So people are saying that, look, the people who are crying today,
let me tell you,
did the same thing too in the past.
Immunity clause that governors enjoy in this place, the governors should not have immunity because right now it has become a cover for them to perpetrate all kind of crime. Now, having said that, all right, now in the case of Nkui, if you say they abused the law, I listened to his explanation then that the property was built on a green area where it ought not to be. In this same country, El-Rufai pulled down Ali was paid compensation by the federal government. I don't know if you get my point. If Nkui is of the view that El-Rufai, he can take El-Rufai to court, and he can also sue the Kaduna State government. He will get compensation for his property. Anything that
what is happening now,
it does not justify what. Look, if we had law enforcement, El-Rufai should have been dealt with according to the law then. And if it's not late because there's no time against crime, just go bring your evidence, establish legality, and then you go there to stand and stop the. Then you collect from him.
It's your personal.
It's not useful. Even for you to tap someone's phone. You have to get a warrant. A judge has to give you that order to do so. This is what we are saying. We can't remain
the rule of law, basically,
by justifying today's Buhari didn't do it.
But you said you are going to come and correct the problem now.
If we were happy with Buhari, there would have been no change. Then we should have left Buhari to continue. If he was going to do the same thing.
Oh, the economy is not doing well. Buhari bastardized the economy. But you said you were going to come and fix it. You know what's unfortunate.
Yeah. One thing there is this: the issue of El-Rufai, the government agency, they goofed. It's not well handled, and it's so obvious. Then another thing again is this: I think they played into the El-Rufai.
They played into his hands.
Oh, I'm telling you, not show up on Monday. We'll tell you on Tuesday. I'm going to show up.
Nurudeen,
and the investigation will still be done.
Nurudeen, I don't know the big deal with
inviting people to.
The list is endless.
Irrespective of whatever they think they have committed, even if it's being paraded in court today, the offense is available offense. Why all this
drama?
Can I ask you a question?
I'm with you.
As you sit here, do you believe that W쏘ᴛᴜᴜ,
even the former
Rotimi Amechi,
yes,
Tinubu, the president,
yes,
and all who served as governors with them, and who are now as governors and in different parts of the people?
No, they've not been found guilty. We've not investigated them.
So listen, this is why I say to people that we are just deceiving ourselves.
What is the name of this immediate past governor of Delta State?
Ibori?
Not Ibori.
This guy.
Not Uduaghan. The one that was running mate to Atiku. Thing is all.
Better I do.
Better I do is small now. Guys, are you new to the situation?
Who brought her into the APC? His clout within the party was diminishing.
There was nobody to stand for her.
There was nobody to stand for her.
This hypocrisy, you know.
These people, let me tell you, I don't know if you saw what I wrote today. A friend who called me.
Yeah, like you to tell us about it.
And he said, company.
Preparing him to take over from him.
Yes, I said, what is wrong with that? Problem, because I know when we talked about Seyi Tinubu last time, you were telling me that.
Is he not qualified?
That he was qualified, that is right, that his father is propping him up. I said, show me the business that you join in months and you make the kind of money that they are making.
Now politics.
It's politics.
No, he said investment.
Let me tell you, if you are elected to the National Assembly today, $1 million for senators, 500 million.
They know that election. Once you are elected, there's a bank guarantee automatically.
Have you observed that someone who? So I told him, I said, look, if politicians train their own children to take over from them, position is child.
And what he doesn't even know, the talkless of is a fantasy. We know that the power that be don't normally allow them to work. It is a fact. They don't allow them. They guide them. They tell you what to do. But at the same time, it is not about. I asked the PPRO. She may be listening because she normally listens to our program very well. I asked her, the PPRO of FCI Adigba, why you people have to come to my house
the way they came to arrest
the way you came? He now said
very early in the morning.
He now said
as if they were coming to arrest a kidnapper.
She now said that prayed that at the end of the day I will have informed all my colleagues. Because in front, immediately the story of Sᴛᴜᴅɪᴏ entered. Another story also entered. They were now showing her. You know, saying, see your people, your journalists there. To
Alagbon, as usual, the way the letter inviting the journalists, and then the next thing there was no letter. Was there a letter before? No letter. So you even look at the security agency. Is there a problem? What is the problem,
Let me tell you something. You
see
you see how you open your station every day.
Yes.
Hoping that somebody walks in and give you advert.
And do advert.
Our police stations are and when you bring your complaint that it doesn't fit
into the
let me tell you my personal experience at the same Alagbon, there was a petition against a client of mine.
Oh my goodness.
I was out of the country, so I asked a colleague
to help you to submit the petition. Yeah.
No, they wrote the petition against my client.
Your client. So, okay, yes.
My colleague went there for my colleague, but my colleague will come in on so day, and when he comes, so when I came, I went to them. As if he knew me before. He was so angry.
So hostile?
Very extremely hostile. Told me that if the guy is not brought, they are going to arrest the guy. And all of that. I said, okay, is that what you want to do? Go ahead and arrest him. Not to even touch that case again from that day. And that was the end of it. I'm telling you how these people operate. They see it as opportunity for money making. It's not even about the justice of the matter. Somebody abused me and all of that. They say, no. Abuse doesn't come within our purview, but if you say it threatens to kill you, threat to life,
put threat to life,
threat to life. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And that the investment went bad, and now she wants her money. Of course, they know this was a civil
case
kind of
where you can go to that amount.
But also to claim kind of thing that they were doing. It was later that she used the Google map that she used in picking that person up. So we are not saying that this institution and the problem. The reason why these institutions have this problem.
Who is in charge? Who is in authority?
And that's why some of them also go to lobby for extension. It's that institution. And you know institutions cannot protect themselves.
Yes.
There are people who are quietly living because he refused to bring charges against Letitia James, the Attorney General of New York. And said the state couldn't establish a case.
So the institutions are still standing.
So some of people, look, I told you a story here. How Trump's first term, how after he sacked the Attorney General Jeff Sessions, move that one and bring another person, and all time.
And when all the government
and he backed down. He backed down.
How many of our people can even talk to this
when they are standing on demand?
How many of them can even
when you stand on demand?
You know, and to be fair to them, couple. And one thing here is that our agencies will call now and they will tell us that maybe it is El-Rufai today and let us put it. We are not saying on the issue of alleged wiretapping because it's still in the confines of the rule of law. That's all.
People forget quickly, but let me remind them. El-Rufai and Tinubu never had good relationship.
Yes.
He told them how to break the hold of Tinubu on Lagos politics. They were never friends by Tinubu. To be vice president, said he would never be a vice president to someone who went to Kaduna to campaign as a candidate.
And he knew that
he will
leave the country, he will work for me.
Because El-Rufai was planning to go and do his PhD.
Yes.
That we cannot allow him
this kind of talent to go.
Nobody can deny the role El-Rufai played in Tinubu's emergence. Even when there were attempts by some heavyweight northerners for El-Rufai to join the contest, he said no. They have said the role the national security advisor may have played, and then power.
Yes.
And he started building. He's even playing a more refined politics of Kaduna.
No, they don't say that one again. But they want to kill.
I move away. They're on their own.
W쏘ᴛᴜᴜ is their hero.
But
Fubara is not.
If El-Rufai were to left the political party, and let them also understand. Like I said to them, they say, Atiku's son joined the APC. Do you realize that El-Rufai's son Bello is still a member of APC?
The APC in the House of Reps.
And what is El-Rufai's So, needed by President Tinubu, he will be called.
They will be in the same boat.
They will sit down
And the stories will change.
They'll bury their hatchet.
Could say
that they will be enemies tomorrow.
Abba Yusuf. So you should be able to know, and that's why we always telling, let us stand by the rule of law. That is what is important. Let us stand by the rule of law, so that when both the politicians need to stand based on the law,
all right,
the country has put together.
All right, we'll move on from that. I think that's enough said on this whole El-Rufai situation. I think he will be honoring the call of the. I think the ICP
on Monday, ICPC
on Wednesday, so he has a lot
of for this,
invitation to
have gone ahead to accuse Nasir El-Rufai
of bringing poison into the country.
So that is another,
and he's making them banned in many nations of the world. What do you want to do with it?
Anyway, what is this PBE in particular, or that day when they were facing the Senate? So one thing there is that you see that I feel relaxed, but one thing there is that if he has done anything wrong, I want the country.
Went to the Senate for screening and came out and accused the senators of demanding bribe from him before he can be confirmed. He specifically mentioned Senator Jonathan Zwingenia then. You remember?
Yes.
So this is not a guy who is afraid or confronting anybody or any situation. He's challenging anybody in the entire country. 250 million Nigerians. Anybody who has worked with him.
As simple as that. You know, we have the EFCC, ICPC,
and they have a lot of machineries to do that.
And I'm sure he also has what it takes to defend himself. Yes. So we'll move on from that. It's still Political Roundtable, Mainland 98.3 FM. The timetable is out from INEC for the gubernatorial elections and the state assembly elections. But Atiku, Murik, a number of Muslim groups have talked about the fact that, look, it will be clashing with the holy month of Ramadan in 2027.
In fact, the both dates are within Ramadan.
Within the period of Ramadan.
Very
but INEC is also talking about the fact that we did this based on the law. A Saturday of February must be the date for the presidential elections, and there are also dates to the period of handover. So we are doing this based on what the extant law says about when to conduct these elections. Now, if you're looking at the timing by Curtis, because again, we're looking at the aspect of the law. I'm trying to bring out the sections in the Electoral Act, and I think that is section 76(2), 1162, 1322, and section 178(2) of the Constitution is before the expiration of the term of the last holder of the office. So, of Professor Joash Amukwiton, because of what he had written in the past about the prosecution or persecution or targeted killings, Ramadan and these elections.
It shouldn't have mattered. Ordinarily. But because he's in Nigeria, where we have put ethnicity and religion,
I don't know when Lent will be in 2027, but
it's usually
towards the middle of March or something.
And further thing is that this year, I think this particular Wednesday that we want to start Ramadan, I think it's going to be Ash Wednesday. I think.
And because you are a Muslim, Nurudeen is a Muslim, and I'm in the midst of my brothers. But let me say this clearly.
As a Muslim, I will tell you what my position is.
But let me tell you this clearly.
Yes.
This is one of the reasons why this country is rooted to a sport. Do Muslims go to work during Ramadan?
Of course. Yes.
They go to work.
Of course, yes.
Even Muslims who are footballers do your normal daily activity. You can't go twice to cast your vote. Is that what they are saying?
But Barrister, do you know that during the month of Ramadan, there are parts of the country where they shut down schools?
Yes.
So here is the problem.
Yes,
for the whole month, there are many. They shut down schools.
I'm disappointed in Atiku.
I'm surprised
that someone who wants to be the president of this country would descend to that point. And this whole, in the United States, because the Federal Election Commission does not conduct election.
Yes. Elections will hold, yes.
So if it falls on the 3rd, you have the election. If it falls on the 5th, you have the election. If it falls on the 10th, the elections, whether it holds during Ramadan or it holds during Easter, because the Christians can also come out and say, if you push it to March, April, it's also going to be must vote in Nigeria. If you know that, not being insensitive to anybody's religious belief.
I will tell you.
Muslim tickets
became a problem.
Accept the Christian ticket.
So
Christian I will not accept.
I will never agree. See, we should, with our own realities in Nigeria, politics, ethnicity is part of
and even religion.
Religion. Every point in time, you will see people that they want to attach religion to some side. This democracy doesn't exist. But one thing that we need to do.
But they are doing it, and they're now bringing Islamic law.
Then another thing again is this. Don't forget that Amupiton has had problem with the issue of persecution. 1, 2 is, and it's not that they are so religious to that extent.
No, it's just all hypocrisy. Into the sentiment.
And don't forget, yes, and don't forget that. No, and don't forget. Audience, they want to. And that's the thing. Another thing again is
no, do this. Sorry, to cut in. You know, I remembered when Deborah was stoned to death.
Yes.
And he said his media team posted to condemn the killing of Deborah.
Then really? And the current president said nothing.
No, at that time now.
It was only Oshibajo that issued the statement. Let me tell you something.
And the lawyers
stood for them. You know what I said? Do you know what I told someone? A friend of mine who is also a Muslim, and we have robust conversation.
Yes.
I told him that Jega mood was extremely controversial. And you can say that also of Jega.
It's difficult for me to even remember if it had fallen on.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, at that period.
But the moon.
Because it's working with the law.
It's working with the law. So, you see, let me tell you.
But now you say they are consulting. What are they going to do, barrister?
No, when the election was conducted, and the period of time. So because they will believe that if it is according to law that was talked about,
the dates are
during the time of Jonathan, is this: if election falls within the Ramadan period, and what does religion going to?
If it's
the will of God for him to be president of the
process, you know, we are talking about 2 Saturdays. It's not the entire stretch of the month. Just 2 Saturdays within the holy month. So what does it take? Like Barrister have said, people go to, even there are people who even go to farm.
Don't they go to work?
People go to work. They do their daily businesses.
You are viewing election from the point of the voters that are going to vote alone.
They are speaking
Some
for
people
who?
They are speaking for the politicians that are.
There are 2 aspects to voting. There's campaigning, and then there's the actual voting.
This one is voting.
The law does not say you must campaign.
It's not compulsory.
And the law does not say you must vote. Whether
as
a Christian or staying, INEC must not change that date. If they like, let them not come out.
But one thing there is that the Nigeria that I know,
the sentiment
that is involved, I'm telling you.
But Barrister, when are we going to drop this sentiment? Because again, I tell people that, look, it's just like when our politicians talk about ethnicity, zoning, marginalization, and I'm like, in reality, when you sit down with these guys, they don't even believe in these things.
Can I ask you a simple question in the outcome?
Nothing.
In fact,
they're just deceiving people.
Even those people that they don't declare as a traditionalist.
So if we are saying these things, I remember when there was a Muslim, I said, look, can we just focus? There are real issues. These guys sometimes put Barry and a pastor, Barrister. Did anything change? And the sad part of the whole conversation is this, Barrister. Because we've talked about people raising Islamic sentiments now. The very vocal pastors, the heavily critical Islamization. Yes.
The same pastors who cried wolf over the suffering of Nigerians.
When Buhari was, yes, that things are hard for the
economic situation.
Yes, under Buhari. They are all quiet now.
Are the economic conditions of the country of the people now better?
Nothing is being said now.
Yes.
You know that religious leaders, they are one particular cardinal point in Nigerian politics.
On both sides.
Even
these people also do it.
And
so now,
this program
can I tell you,
there
are two groups of people you should be scared of with your life. How you must vote. And the second group of people are government officials, elected government officials, who tells you to pray to solve problems.
Religious leaders who tell you how to vote
and who to vote for.
And
those
government officials,
when it comes to protecting you, they say pray for God to take charge.
But they are not praying to protect themselves.
They have battalions of soldiers and police
protecting them
wherever they have their footprints. Whether it's in Lagos. Last time, the governor of Kwara State was telling people to pray. For Allah to take control. But by their teaching, should guide, should expose the ill of the society and tell you to those leaders. And politicians who have the instrument,
who saw the mandate